Welcome to the Dabble Den. Appreciate you guys checking us out again. This is Tori. Today we're going to be talking streaming wars. In anticipation of today's episode, I officially cut the cord yesterday. No more cable. I'm streaming only. And then to go over it, I'm doing a lot of streaming. In prep for the episode, I wrote down everything I got. So I got the big ones that everyone has: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. I also have CBS All Access. I got Crunchyroll. And if you count it, I have the NFL Sunday Ticket. So I'm doing quite a few. So I'll pass it off to my good friend Dan.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to Streaming Wars. So for streamers, I have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. With Hulu and my Spotify, we also get Showtime that we just figured out. So we're going to start diving into that one to see what that looks like, right? Seems like everybody has their own streaming service. So that's where we're at.
Hey, so this is Danny. Right now, I currently have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, HBO Max. I had CBS and Disney a few months ago. So I'm pretty well versed. But when I'm not streaming those specific services, I still get some live TV through the AT&T Now. So if you have any questions on that one, let me know.
Live TV, what is that?
And we're happy to welcome back our guest engineer and streaming expert, Sam.
Hey guys.
Oh, one way.
This side. Hey guys. So I am also Danny's spouse, but we also we have Hulu and Showtime bundled in together. Disney Plus, we bought the 3-year package. We're all in with Disney Plus. Yeah. Netflix, Apple TV came with a purchase with Apple that we have. So we have that. I guess really what we don't have out of the big are HBO and CBS. But
it's weird. It's almost like when you had 100 channels and it's starting to forget, like, okay, what do I actually have on to be able to start watching stuff with?
I mean, I think the positives for having streaming, though, is you get to pick what you want to watch when you want to watch it versus having to wait to hopefully get your DVR scheduled if you even had a DVR. So I honestly think we're heading straight to the streaming only services soon.
Well, before we get started, that was a great point. I want to ask everybody. So are you a fan of binge, I want them all at once, or like the Hulu model or Hulu HBO model of even Disney Plus was meant, here it is once a week? Where do you guys stand? I'm a give it to me all at once person.
No, I'm very much, I'll take one episode a week and be very happy with that. I hate absolutely, binge watching an entire season and then having to wait an entire year for that next set of seasons. Preferably if the show is already done, I'm going to start on that one and I'm going to go all the way through that if I can.
See, I like to split the difference. So I don't like it. I don't like the whole binge now because I've binged a show in a day. And then it's like, well, now I have to wait a year for the next one. But if I really like it, I don't want to have one. And I think they're doing a great job of doing 1, 2, 3 episodes to start out instead of just the one. But waiting a week, if you're really into it, is a little too much. So maybe every 3 days, just for me personally.
I'm actually a fan of the once a week. The newer stuff, I kind of liked how The Mandalorian gave me time to catch up, where I wasn't like trying to be like, no, don't tell me anything of the new season. Like, it was one episode at a time, and I was able to bite it off a little bit better.
So we're across the spectrum there, then.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Sam. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking, I think Disney Plus did that. Hulu obviously does that. And then HBO Max, you said, does it too, one at a time?
Yes. Right now they've released 3 episodes of every one of their exclusive shows, or So and then it's going to be on a weekly basis.
Okay. Well, Netflix, they release it all at once, one whole
Mhm.
season.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Hulu's back because I talked about The Great a couple of weeks ago. The Great came out all at once, but like maybe it's no, because that's an original Hulu too. But like Handmaid's Tale was once a week, and they have other ones that are once a week. So they must have some magic metrics that they look at and decide if they want to throw it all out there at once or
Yeah, Hulu does both, and I like it. It keeps me on my toes.
Very cool.
The nice thing about the once a week model is it gives you time to kind of go back to work and talk to your colleagues about, man, did you guys see that last episode? What's going on next? What do you think is going to happen in the next few seasons? Instead of coming back and going, because I feel like I don't appreciate the individual episodes as much as the entire season when I have to sit down and binge watch everything.
I think we've lost that. I honestly, there's still some broadcast stuff like the shows Walking Dead and those kind of things that are on network TVs. But I think on the whole we've lost that. To me the big ones were recently kind of Game of Thrones, and before that probably what Lost might have been the best water cooler discussion show. I think with almost everything going to streaming, I think that's almost going to be gone. Everything's going to be that. It's not a conversation of what happened last week. It's, did you check out the Umbrella Academy? It was amazing. Not like what happened this week. It was, did you check out the whole thing? Or Rocky Key, or whatever it is. You got it and you consumed it over the weekend, and you talked to somebody on Monday about what happened the whole season, not what happened with Jack and Kate this episode of Lost.
Very true. Well,
so what do you guys? Go ahead, Sam.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna dive right in.
What do you guys think about the streaming wars? Sam? What do you think about all the different services?
I'm torn. I definitely have ones that are my family picks versus my adult picks. So it's kind of it's a game changer because you almost have to subscribe to all of them in order to get everything. Like I no longer have Friends on Netflix anymore, so I'm going to have to get HBO if I really want to watch Friends, or buy individually each episode on Amazon. So it's kind of finding that balance. But with all the different prices, I think you're probably going to end up paying the same price as you would with cable. Gosh, all of them are like $7-8. Netflix, I think, ranges towards the $12 mark. And then the higher end part of Hulu as well, with little to no ads, they're in the $12 mark. So you might end up finding yourself in that $60-70 price range to get all your favorite stuff.
Yeah, and
they can add up quick. Yeah.
Yes.
And the HBO, how much is HBO? That one's expensive, isn't it?
I think it's $14.99. If you're paying for it, it's $14.99. And I know they have a lot of different specials, different previews. I know if you have an unlimited package, a calling package for AT&T, you get it for free for a year. There's just so many different ways to get HBO Max right now, free or a 3-month trial. We could spend a whole show just trying to figure that out.
I think they're going to get you the same with Disney Plus. I got Disney Plus for free through Verizon for a year, but a year from now, or I guess Disney Plus has been out 4 months. Yeah, it's going to be when the Marvel shows are starting to come out is when my free year is up, and then I'm going to have to start paying. And then I think HBO, right now there's like 15 different AT&T ways to get it, but a year from now, it's probably I think their idea is HBO Go and HBO Now will be gone, and it'll just be HBO Max, and they're just going to try to get your money that way.
And it's automatic. At least for Verizon with Disney Plus, they give you a free year, but it'll actually be added to your Verizon bill rather than separately on its own thing. Unless you get it, we got it actually through Disney Plus, so ours will roll through Disney Plus versus through Verizon. And other subscribers that don't have Verizon will obviously be doing that as well. But I don't know. I thought that Disney is absolutely the most family friendly. They obviously have all the back catalog from all their Disney princess movies and Pixar, which my son absolutely loves. All the Disney kids shows and the preteen shows, and The Mandalorian came out. They're really running with these adult content, original content, and then behind the scenes stuff. There's so much behind the scenes stuff that Disney has been doing, and they're so good at it that it's unreal. You just have to just immerse yourself in behind the scenes.
Yeah, I didn't think I would actually enjoy a lot of the behind the scenes stuff as much as I am. Right. I mean, I enjoyed Mandalorian. I really love the show and what it's going to do for the Star Wars TV shows and movies going forward. But being able to sit back and watch the thought process behind everything really gives you a nice, good, warm and fuzzy about the series going forward in the future.
I think me and Disney Plus are like, it's weird. It's probably the one I bring up the least on my TV, but it's the one I'm super excited about. I think if I wasn't getting it for free, I'd probably be pretty mad right now. You know, my kids are grown and gone, so I'm not too much worried about the family catalog anymore. And then was crazy excited for the new stuff they had when it first came, even the Jeff Goldblum show and, you know, a lot of the stuff that came out. But at least right now we're in this drought of new stuff I want to see on there. I think if I wasn't getting it for free, I'd probably be trying to do the whole thing like you used to do on your long distance or on HBO, where you like shut it on, shut it off, shut it on, shut it off, wait until the next Marvel thing coming out. Disney Plus is a weird one for me. I like it, and then the value's super good, but man, I just don't. We're not getting, and then it's no fault. Well, there is their fault still, but we're not getting much new stuff on it. I guess that's my issue.
I think too, if you're into nostalgia stuff, like they've got like old Darkwing Duck and DuckTales and stuff like that, that maybe more like us 30-year-olds grew up on, that kind of draws a connection as well. But yeah, I can see how people who don't have kids may not be quite so drawn to Disney Plus.
What's going to be weird about Disney Plus is seeing what they do between Disney Plus and Hulu, right? Because Disney now owns both streaming services outright. So which content they're going to decide to drop on Hulu versus Disney Plus is going to be pretty interesting.
So that's a great segue, because I actually was looking at that on Hulu, and the Hulu selection for kids shows is kind of limited. There's some things that I had never heard of, or that are kind of B rated, I would say, like kind of B string shows. Curious George, like my kids would love Curious George, but it's not something that you're gonna like. Your kid's just gonna be like, oh, Curious George, unless they're already into it. But Hulu is great for the adult. I will say that they have a lot of adult content on there, and now that Disney does own them, they have a new look, and I feel like the new look is much more fluid and user friendly. Their catalog, the way that everything is kind of broken down, is a lot easier to kind of chew through. And I think that's, plus it's $5. So you can't, like, if $5 if you want to watch commercials. So you can't quite beat that. And then you go all the way up to, I think it's $12 for the non-commercial, or some of them do, I've heard, do still have commercials at the end because they have older contracts with certain things, certain studios, that they have to have a commercial. But I'm sure that will be gone here soon as well when those contracts are over.
Isn't it funny how when you watch something like that, you get those cuts, that goes to black, and then you got to wait 2 seconds for the next one to come up, which on the old sitcom or whatever, that was the commercial break. But now that you're streaming, you know, you're just like, why is this thing cutting out for 2 or 3 seconds?
It's even worse. It's the same scene, right? Normally, if it's a nice little good segue, they're outside the building now. Oh, okay, cool. That's whatever. When it just and then we're back, right? That's
I love Hulu. That's where I'm watching most of the newer shows, like What We Do in the Shadows, and that's how I'm watching TV now. And then their new content, like I love the new content they've put out in the last year or two. Like really high quality, some great shows, won bunches of awards. So I'm a big fan of Hulu. Yeah,
I think Hulu is amazing. I love Hulu. I think that is, it's going to be weird to say that's my main go-to platform, and that's just because I like watching some of the old sitcoms. I mean, I went ahead and binged How I Met Your Mother. I binged Seinfeld, and it was just such a great time. And those are like 8 seasons long, 7 seasons long. So you get a lot of great content just in those 2 shows alone. But you have a lot of great catalog. And I know that, yeah, it might not be the best overall for kids in terms of what they have there. But if you have preteens to teens, they do have a lot of great anime content there. So it's for the price. I think it's amazing what they actually do. They have subbed and dubbed content there, in addition to everything else that they have, not including their original content, which is pretty good.
I will be interested to see when some of these contracts are up for like How I Met Your Mother. What's going to happen? Are they going to kind of fade in and out with Netflix? Or is the parent company of Disney just going to say, forget it? It'll be interesting to find out in the next couple of years.
You know what's the weird one to me is Amazon Prime. So there's 4 of us on. Do any of you have Amazon Prime Video because you like the video? Or it's because you have Amazon Prime for the shipping? And sure, I'll check out what videos you have.
There's some off the wall stuff on there that we enjoy. Like Stargate is a great sci-fi channel that's on there. Another show that we like is called Eureka. That's on there as well. So there's actually. You're right. It wasn't because of the streaming service that we went to Amazon Prime. It obviously was. We were living in Hawaii and needed cheaper shipping. Yeah.
But if they separated the shipping for what's on Amazon Prime, would you pay a different subscription service for it?
It depends.
What's the price?
If it was like $5, yeah. For Eureka and Burn Notice and Stargate, I can watch Stargate on Hulu, but there are so many commercials on Hulu because we have the lower subscription. But if it were just to watch it straight through, I'd probably be like, yeah.
But even some of the original content, I mean, they had, Jack Ryan came out, which was actually a really good. I haven't gotten around to the second season yet, but the first season was really good. Was able to watch The Report. That came out, another Amazon Prime show, and that was more of a movie, but still decent content that came out that was okay. I don't mind going to Amazon Prime for this and seeing what they have out that comes out next month.
I see Amazon. It's Amazon. It's the biggest company in the world. Like, if you compare it to the other streaming services, how do they not have more amazing original content? But then I was thinking, like, why? Like, I don't know anybody that signed up for Amazon Prime so they could watch Jack Ryan.
Well, it's they have a whole set of, they have a whole music thing too, where there's a whole set of free music you can get with Amazon Prime. And a lot of people, like, I have Spotify. I don't go to Amazon Prime now for music, but it's nice to know it has an option.
Right. Yeah, Amazon Prime fits in this weird one for me. Some of my favorite shows are on Amazon Prime, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it. It's almost like the Disney for me, the Disney Plus, because I fell in the same kind of boat that Tori was saying. Is there's no real content for me right now, so I don't have it. That's why I don't have it. I was going to go ahead and put it back on when Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and the Falcon came out on Disney Plus. It's not there. I don't have it. Not a big deal for me. But for Amazon Prime, what's interesting there is I love The Boys. The Boys was one of my favorite shows overall. I did enjoy the Marvelous Miss Maisel as well. It's a funny show, but it's not one of those things I have to watch that show. I even watch House. I love that they have the whole collection of House. Oh, yes. I'll rewatch House there. But it's not based on what the competitors have. If it was a standalone 100%, it wasn't on with Prime, the shipping and all the other Amazon goodies. I don't know if I would actually go out of my way to get Amazon on a monthly basis subscription service is what I'm talking about there. But of course, if season 2 of The Boys comes out, I would go ahead and get it then.
That was a good step before and I love Expanse, but they bought that from somebody else. But and then also Amazon Prime is probably, like, to get techie, is my least favorite interface out of all of the streaming services.
Well, the one thing I do like about Amazon Prime though is that you can clearly to tell which shows and which movies are included. They've got a banner that says Prime. Where I was going on some of the others, like Apple TV Plus, I didn't know it was going to be paid for until I got to, hey, what's your credit card information? So I did like that part of Amazon Prime, but I agree. It is a little chunky. It is a little bulky. It's hard to kind of navigate sometimes. It freezes up sometimes. And it doesn't always pull up right away on my TV. We have a smart TV, and it's like, all right, where's the Prime? Where's it coming up? Come on.
You can definitely tell that that's not their primary income, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely why not? And then there's not much quality of life. They're like, you got movies. What more do you want? But what bothers me a lot, right, is I don't have commercials on everything, or I used to not have commercials on everything, but now I get commercials on the Amazon original content. Like, guys, I get it. It's there. I don't want to see it. I want to watch my movie.
Well, then talk about interfaces. Like, to me, my favorite service, what I think is by far has the best interface, everything, is Netflix. I mean,
yes.
I've been on Netflix since the old, getting the DVD shipped to my house. It was that or Blockbuster, and I started getting stuff shipped to the house. Like, the interface, the new things have added with the top 10, and then I like the instant preview of videos. I know a lot of people hate that. I love that part. So I'm a huge fan of, for me, the amount of original content they put out, the movies they get, their interface. I don't know if you're buying any streaming, that's the one I would start with. Go with Netflix first.
Yeah, most amount of content. Even so, it used to be the most amount of content, and what's happening now is everybody's starting with their own services and stuff like, Friends dropped off there. Office is going away here pretty soon, which is another big push for them.
Disney's pulling their content.
Yeah, and that's so everybody else can start their own streaming content, which is why we have a streaming wars going on right now. And luckily, Netflix has been around the longest. They have been in the game longer. I don't think I've run into an issue. I couldn't count on my hand the number of times this year that I've had an issue with Netflix streaming a video. And it was probably on my end, like the internet connection. So they're not going away anytime soon. They just got to get their original content down.
I love some of their original content. Like The Crown, I really like that. They pulled in some big actors for that too. And then the other thing I love about Netflix is like they are on point with their skip intro. Like, you skip the intro, it's the end of the intro, and then you go to the next episode. It will cycle the next episode 2 to 3 seconds, and then you're on the next episode. You don't have to watch all of the starring and the credits and all of that stuff.
Yeah, Amazon started being really weird on us. It's like, here, 40 seconds to the next video. Why?
Yeah, and even Netflix new movies. We had The Irishman, which was huge, but then they're like, what was it? Like every couple of weeks, there's a cool new movie on there too. The Ryan Reynolds ones from like a couple months ago. Yeah, for me, money, Netflix. You'd be crazy not to have it if you're a person that streams stuff.
Well, they were in trouble for a while. I mean, they were spending a lot of money on original content, and some of the original content, yes, was good, but some of the original content they were putting out was like, you spent how much on that? So they were digging themselves a hole for a while. I think they are starting to go in the black a little bit, but for a while it was sketchy waters, and that's what worries me the most, right? Will they continue to make good decisions with the money that they have?
Yeah. Well, we got to wrap it up in a couple minutes, but I want to can somebody make a pitch to me why I should get Apple TV, DC Universe? I used to have Shudder. I'm a huge horror fan, but I just couldn't reconcile keeping paying for Shudder when you can get so much weird stuff on like Netflix or Amazon Prime. But I think I know there's tons of niche. We have Crunchyroll because my son loves anime, and so I actually steal from his account. But I guess the other big ones are, you guys talked about HBO Max. DC Universe, I don't know if that counts as one of the big ones. And then I know HBO Max is even, as Danny said last episode, taking some of the content off of there. But so Apple TV is the big one we haven't talked about, right? Like, has anybody had it?
Probably for a reason.
We have it because we kind of got forced into it, I guess. you buy a new phone and you get Apple TV. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna check out Apple TV because I got it for free. There's a very small handful of original content, and it really is just original content. There's no other content out there. And they really did blow big into the Chris Evans show, or Chris Evans, TV show, and then the Reese Witherspoon, Steve Carell, and Jennifer Aniston show.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's there. I feel like Apple TV is so young and just does not have the content, especially for like a $5 a month. Like you're paying literally, 50 cents, 25 cents per show. It's like, it's just not enough content.
Yeah.
I was close just for Jason Momoa's C, and then I saw it got bad reviews, and I was like, oh, never mind.
And it's same with the Steve Carell movie that was on there. You saw the reviews and it's like, do I want to even risk a free trial on this one? And when these new shows are coming out, right, the HBO Max, the CBS All Access, right, the reason they're going to be successful is they're going to pull the original content from, like I said, Netflix. The Office is going to go to CBS Plus or All Access, I think. That's going to be a huge pull to get people to the streaming service, and that's what's going to keep people there. I don't think Apple TV has anything that I'm like, oh, crap, Netflix just lost this. I need to go to Apple TV to be able to get my fix.
No, I agree. I don't think they're gonna make nearly as much headway as Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu.
No.
They're trying.
They're trying. I guess they win a couple of awards. During the award season, they put out some better shows. Then you never know.
Huh.
But we're going to wrap up Streaming Wars. I think that was a great discussion. Like I said, I cut off cable. I'm completely streaming now, and I think that's the majority of people are going that way now. But we'll segue into the final segment of the episode for the week. Is our gyms are off the wall things we want you guys to check out or see. We'll kick it off with Danny can lead us off.
All right, so I don't have a real recommendation here. It's by proxy. I have my lovely fiance who just loves Saga. So she went ahead and said, why don't you just say Saga? So I'm saying Saga. All I remember from her reading it is there's a baby, it's space, there's some gross stuff, it's an adult stuff. I don't know, but she loved it, and if she loves it, it must be good. So Saga, not my recommendation per se, but it is today.
Well, high praise from Sandra. You can count on good advice from her. I'll go ahead. Mine is a show. If you want to see it, you got to check it out on YouTube. It's called Kenny versus Spinny. It's a Canadian reality TV show from 15 years ago. But if you liked the kind of jackass kind of stuff, you'll love it. It's two roommates. Kenny is a vulgar, super charismatic slob, and then Spinny is an uptight, a neurotic guy. And each episode they have a challenge of who can lose the most weight, who has the highest sperm count, just ridiculous, who can go a week without touching the floor in the apartment. And every week it's Spinny trying to follow all the rules and win, and Kenny trying to figure out how to cheat and make Spinny look ridiculous. And it's laugh out, funny, gross, but it's a super funny show that ran for 4 seasons in Canada. Highly recommend Kenny versus Spinny.
Definitely not safe for work.
Yeah, no. What do you got, Dan?
So I got an old PS2 game that I recently got back into. It's some of you guys may have known it from the anime, but it was Dot Hack Infection. It's a 4-game part series. It all kind of builds off each other. It's a single player game, but it simulates an MMORPG. And you're going around, you just start off the game, and your buddy kind of goes into a coma in real life because of something that happens in the game. And you're trying to figure out what exactly happened as you play through. The games all connect to each other. So when you finish the first one, it goes right into the second one really well. Phenomenal set of games from the PS2 era. One of the best gaming consoles out there.
Nice. All right, Sam, you want to close this out?
I do. Just going back to Disney Plus, I love all the behind the scenes stuff that Disney Plus is doing with everything. And my new favorite is Prop Culture. And it's this guy who owns a bunch of different movie props that he has purchased. And he goes around, tries to find either more props or he tries to find people that were involved in the making of the movie. And so one of them was like Narnia. He got 3 out of the 4 kids to come back. Of course, they're adults, and like showed them props and things like that. And they're just reminiscing. And it's so fun to hear some of the stories behind the scenes of the movies that you wouldn't hear even on some of the extra stuff that they have on the DVD. So I really, really enjoy that stuff.
Oh, that just I listened to a couple of podcasts kind of like that. So I definitely, well, thanks for that. The gym, I will definitely check that one out. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us in the Dabble Den. Everybody like, subscribe, share if you thought it was a fun episode, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Stay safe out there, everybody.
Bye.